Welcome to Invest. We'll talk about investing, finance, or professional development. As a current time of 4:06 p.m. on Eastern Time, Ethereum could trade $2,664, up about close to 3% so far. Respect to overall crypto market, see clearly we are kind of a mixed bag, but relatively speaking, we are definitely showing some signs of optimism across the entire market today. Seems like there are institutions buying in for the first time after the consecutive sell-offs they've been experiencing so far. So that's definitely an optimism. And what are some of the key catalysts I'm driving this reversal on a preliminary perspective, obviously, is mainly due to the positive PPI report that came out today. It seems like the numbers are not as worse in comparison to Wall Street expectation by threefolds. That subsequently allow for some sort of a rebound across the spectrum. In addition to that, the market has been looking for a reason to bake in the interest hikes that we're expecting to get confirmatory signal from Jerome Powell tomorrow on the FOMC meeting. As you know, the meeting is durating from today all the way to tomorrow. So we'll see how that will go tomorrow, right? But overall, we're still within the bearish pattern across the entire market, not just specifically for crypto, but for equity. Obviously, as we've been seeing it so far, we're still forming the lower lows. So today is one of those, short-term rally and still a holistic macro downtrend sentiment so far, right? So we'll see how that goes tomorrow. If we have negative affectation tomorrow because of some surprise coming up from Jerome's verbiage, or if there's some specific depictions around the number of hikes and the timing of the hikes tomorrow that misalign with what we're expecting, we're gonna be in for another downturn tomorrow. So let's just dive into the technicals and look at the equity side of the house first. With respect to Dow Jones currently closing at up about 1.86%. Right now we are at the 47 out of 70. We form a golden cross on a daily chart perspective. So it means that we are going to be in for some more buying pressure. So in terms of like the bottom, I think, for me to, put that as an assessment that is this the bottom, I would say we're pretty much close to it. But we have to get over the hump tomorrow and then look into, obviously, with respect to the war cultivation between Ukraine and Russia, how that was ultimately subside. And I do believe this is one of the early signs of like going through the capitulation, the depression mode, that we're gliding on more of a consolidated fashion, heading back up to a more of a normalized type of cadence going forward. So this is like the early signs of the reversal, knowing the fact that we've been selling off so far already. So this is a good sign with a 47 out of 70 crossing up right now. With respect to S&P 500, you could see that we're also about to cross up at the 45 out of 70. So I do think a rebound is definitely very promising across the equity index. Nasdaq, you can see that is clearly up about 3% right now, mainly driven by a lot of the reversal on the small cap high growth stocks as well. And looking at Coinbase, you can see that we're still relatively depleted at the 37 out of 70. So in terms of incurring risk, if you have a strong belief in the business fundamental, which I do believe Coinbase is really undervalued at the moment, dollar cost averaging around this time when fear is like all-time high would be the perfect time to make generational wealth for you. Respect to Tesla, let's just take a look at it real quick to see what's going on at the 43 out of 70. It seems like we're about to form a golden cross all over again, crossing back up. So I think where we would ideally go down to, the worst will be somewhere like 745 to 709. Those are the frames, but I think because of the fact that we are slowly bouncing right now, on the aftermarket hour, we're selling back down a little bit because 800 is not a real level per se, right? We know that it's a flat number, so we'll see how that goes. And the next level we need to get above 800 will be 858. So do you think we will have a shot of actually get up there? I will give that benefit of the doubts that I don't think we will. So I think 764 or to 700 are still the level that I would technically incur more risk at. So if you hold it right now, I'll just continue to hold, I guess. Respect to Neo, we're up about 6%, and this is just technical speaking truth. You could see how submerged we were, yesterday, hitting to $13. This is like basically like 75% off from the optimal level of what Neo should be trading at. Neo should be trading at like the high 30 something dollars, to be honest with you. $13 is definitely just not even, doesn't even make any sense logically if you talk about like a discounted cash flow analysis perspective. You can see that after market hour we are, it's kind of lingering around, you know, $15 the next level we need to get up to, and then continue to go back up to reverse. But the next level we need to ideally get up to would be somewhere around like the $20 mark, 2019 to be exact. But it seems like we are slowly curving back up with 31 out of 70, and we do see some sort of signs of curvature on a MACD front, like going back up already. So I do think NEO, you know, is relatively oversold. We've been down 75% already. After the FOMC meeting, obviously with respect to the Chinese tension, and obviously with respect to the COVID breakout in China, it's definitely driving extreme fear, like double whammy effect onto the macro market for Chinese stocks. So as we get over that hump, which I think is going to be a short-term affectation, we should technically see a really sharp rebound for NEO, knowing the fact that the company fundamental has not changed at all. It's just about more, you know, it's just China, really, not really about Chinese companies per se. And then talk about BABA, which I do have a sizable position as well. Today we come back up. We were down like close to about 5% earlier. We are extremely submerged at the basically 1923 out of 70 large separation. So we are looking for major reason to rebound. So BABA, you know, is basically going back to below IPO price. If you look back into the normal type of cadence, let's just go straight back into the historicals. You could see that, well, I'm like going way back, still going. So you can see that we IPO around like $100, 85 to be exact, and we're like at 76 right now. But if you think about like fundamentally, has BABA shrunk ever since like it begun? Right? The answer is no, right? It actually has grown exponentially by like 40% year over year, and is still, you know, knocking out of the park on a growth perspective. Has not slowed down at all. So in a valuation perspective, this is a huge discount. And if you look at BABA historically compared to now, we were trading at the 319 at one point, and we at the $73 right now. So, or like $76 right now. So, you know, huge discount. You know, I think, you know, with respect to, you know, what's a fair number for BABA at the moment right now, despite baking in all the, you know, adjustments with sanction, with the slowdown in China, all that stuff, right? Let's just shave that in instead of 40% on year over year growth, if you shave that down to like 15 to 20%, BABA should still trade at about like $150 per share. So very oversold. So this is definitely an interesting one, and I think we are pretty much at the bottom, knowing the fact that we are already curving. And you can see that every single time we hit the 19 on the RSI scale, we bounce back up, and we bounce back up sharply as well. So I do see history replaying itself, right? You can see that every single time we curve back up. So I do think a rebound is coming and imminent. So something to think about, right? So going back to with respect to crypto, sorry for going off tangent. I know some people have been asking me. So with respect to Ethereum, we're back to basically the comfort level at like the 2620. So that's good, right? But ultimately, we're still in a bearish state, right? You can see that we have a head, shoulder, with a 47 out of 70, despite crossing up. So I don't think the surge will be a very prominent one, right? I think maybe we'll get up to maybe the halfway to the 2750 and then give up. The max will be 2853, but it's still in a bearish state because of the head and shoulder pattern. We're still in a downtrend. So I think coming back down to the low 2000s will be very possible, actually. With respect to Bitcoin, is still down. We have a clear head, shoulder pattern. And this seems like a lower low as well. We're still forming. With the 50 out of 70, despite it's crossing upward, we have a long shot of actually breaching up 40,000 all the way to 44. So I think ideally we're going to get up to like the 41 and then kind of give up and then come back down. So I think coming back down to like the 35, based on the Bollinger Bands, which is the yellow line that you see here, somewhere around like the 35,000 would be very logical from here for us to dollar cost average further. Do we see like low 30,000? I think it has to make sense ultimately. I think 35 makes more sense that way. Dogecoin is still like falling off, anywhere from basically 11 cents all the way to 1066 is still logical DCA. Cardano is up about 1.31, anywhere from basically current level all the way to 74. So 40 out of 70, so still, you know, a logical level to dollar cost average. Solana is up about 6%. Let me just zoom in real quick. We are about to form our golden cross, so we will ideally surge back up and then get cancelled out by like when we touch 90. So we're like 85 right now. But I like anywhere from basically 85 all the way to 75. So if you want to incur risk right now, it's not terrible, you know, to hold long term. XRP is up about 0.83%. Now you see that we had that surge because of the squeeze that we've had, and then subsequently give up as we got 85 as a flat number, coming back to 78. 69 to 57 is still where I would dollar cost average, but for me, 62 to 57. Polkadot up about 3.65%, 1788 right now with the 50 out of 70. So not the most ideal level, to be honest with you. I still like personal anywhere from 16 all the way to 14 from here. Algorand's up about 4.23% at 39 out of 70 right now with 71. Anywhere from current level all the way to 67 from here will still be logical. Shiba Inu, low 2000s, again, right? We are in the buying area, so low 2000s, so 2100, 1400, 900 from here. Polygon up about 0.67%, 142 to 120, so we're within the frames that we want a dollar cost average. AVAX up about 3.17%, 59 to 50, right? Respect to Luna, we're selling off right now. You could see that we try to go to the $105, but we couldn't. We gave up. We subsequently leaped down, and then now you're seeing like we're selling back down, right? So ideally, we form a death cross right now with the 56 out of 70. So coming back down to 62, 52 to 45 from here would be very logical. So where I see the market going, despite the rebound today, I would say still, you know, it's a short-term rebound. But is it a real rebound? I think we're not really out of the woods yet, right? We're still in a bear trend. So something to look out for. But as we get over the hump tomorrow on the FOMC meeting, as you know, as we know, we have already pretty much baked in the interest rate into our price. That a reversal, you know, wouldn't be surprising to us. But I think it's more interesting on the equity side in comparisons to the crypto side. I think it's kind of on the opposite side of the spectrum right now. So I'll be more interested in actually dollar cost average further on the equity side, which I've talked, you know, some selective here. But obviously, if you follow my Patreon, you know the ones I'm talking about with respect to equity. So let me know if you have questions if you are one of the members. And have a good Tuesday, and I'll look out for the next one. Take care. Bye.